and let the fucking Ultra Smurfs deal with it with their cloth hands.
We are facing Tao, they will fuck us.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are facing.
I will mess
Tao.
everyone.
If anything, maybe Zope. Oh, Zope.
收到，明白，正在路上。
That kind of last
Oh, this is amusing.
Look at it, I've got a big gun, look at mine. Oh god! Got 2 big guns. Bitches love cannons. One day,
This is
guys,
going
this
to
one of these
be
stackables where I can combine 2.
very, very amusing.
Hey, who's that big boy, big chunky boy standing in front of me?
I'm dead.
Chickens.
Can I have your hat,
Hat is in the arsenal.
please?
Hat is in the arsenal.
I don't want a hat, I want his hat.
Wednesdays, my
Actually,
dudes.
really fucking good.
This will be a 20-person operation, and half of them wanted to be pilots, so this is just... This is funny.
Huge fan of it.
That's why I look at the speed.
The fast book, I'll give him that.
He sure is.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you can't
Angel.
catch me.
Still got it. Check that you can make. Check that you've got both parts of that.
What's up, guys? Wee Woo here. Today we're gonna see some really
That's
silly
right.
stuff as these guys try to figure out what the heck they're doing.
You've got nothing in your back.
Granite has asked that Unsun be added to the 40k mod set, so I decided to run a test stop today instead of Star Wars to make sure he wouldn't run into any issues, because personally I want to play that set of ops, so I am basically running this test stop to see if he will run into any issues. I'm not going to spoil anything of what he's doing.
The cleanest thing in for a cave.
50 check.
Good check.
Yes.
正在路上，
Let me check if I have a
Take that shit off my business.
But nonetheless, I want to
Right,
see
I
how
have 2
things
months-
go.
2 months
Am I going to play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered? I don't really see a point in it.
Oh, I've got the
Like,
amazing
older
option.
games, sure, why not? But that game came out, like, what, 12 years ago? 2008, 2009?
Green laser pointer.
Well,
NG42.
In my opinion, Modern Warfare 2's graphics were pretty okay. Like, you know, for today's standard, they're still alright.
Liru.
If I wanted, I'd just play the old Steam version I have. The only reason to get it would be for multiplayer again, but
Standard arsenal we normally use is less.
meh.
Okay.
I'm not the MLG person I used to be. I don't really have any interest. Play Call of Duty 1.
Sander! Sander! This arsenal is for less advantages.
I got my own
Yeah,
radio
for whatever
going
reason, the
on.
bandages
Crazy.
broke out of the arsenal, so I had to fix that real quick.
I'll go crazy.
Did they fix their pilot count, or do they still have 5?
Ew, look at how you're holding them. Look at how you're holding them.
Alright, they have 4 now.
Let's go 69.9.
That's cursed. So I need to take a screenshot of that shit. That's so
The
fucking
Cadians
cursed.
are cursed.
I don't think the Space Marines are going to be able to properly laser designate targets if they don't line that up properly.
Good shit.
It's better than this gun. That
Oh,
is
they're just
explosive.
Ah, man.
Excuse me.
You fell into my pond.
Going to the arsenal.
Who knows?
Grab
Technically, you have the right to kill him at that point.
召
the
唤，
backpack, last kind of backpack too.
Because that's counted as team killing.
Yeah, also you kill everybody around us because heavy.
Plug your window.
收到了，
I kind of like the.
Kind of weird about
Yeah,
every weapon we have kills right.
了解，
Remind me
收
of
到，
Every single one of them. You're firing on.
So I'm just setting skeleton crews for now, and we'll see how they deal with this. Dog Island does have the issue of if I teleport around, I could crash myself, as well as the wind is really loud. So
You just keep that one on 55.
We'll see how these
Fine.
ones do.
I can feel pattern medium. It basically.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah,
As
I
this
hope
is a
that-
throwback to that Doug Island campaign.
Channel 2?
That was a really fun campaign.
Channel 2.
I
Clear that frequency.
would
put
say
in
that
50.
campaign was the only time in TSB I can recall where we had a mid-air collision between a jet and a
Then underneath
helicopter.
the
That was
frequency button
beautiful.
Is the ORF, that's your set additional channel. Hit that.
So I've given these guys a decent limited arsenal of a
Underneath
bunch
the
of
9
green
is your
stuff.
CO button. That's your
So it looks like
stereo
one of them's
settings.
bringing a
That will
las cannon. I
modify
gave them
your
mortars,
additional.
but
And
I'm
then
kind
you
of
just
curious
change
to
back
see if
to
they
first,
pull those
and that will
out.
modify your
With the lower number
standard.
on their assets, they should honestly consider a mortar.
So Bogan, that arsenal you're at.
Just look at everything on the bottom
But
right.
I'm not
and
going to
then
help
see
them.
what
I've told
needs
them
to
I'm
be
just going to
where.
give them all the tools, and if they figure it out, great. If they don't, oh well. One of the issues, though, that Air is going to have to fight off are
Push the
the
talk alternate button.
AA Vix I have, and these things can massacre a Valkyrie in literally 10 shots. It's
Check your
ridiculous.
stuff. Make sure one's set. That walls off
Yeah,
a bit.
Tootie, I'm using Grimdark Cadians because the green
that's
armor's
fine,
better
we
in
can
the
do that.
trees, so if you don't like it,
That's just gonna confuse
suck a
me.
dick.
So no,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, as that Dog Island campaign was forever ago, and again, someone loaded. I keep threatening that I'm gonna front a frickin' global mobilization op against the mod set if they keep loading it in. I might just do it one day. Oh, I know you have bias, Tootie.
And it'll crack through travel, like,
That's okay.
knife through, I don't know.
Make sure you grab some
You guys are gonna get freaking massacred. I don't know, recently I've been having a lot of people ask me to do some sort of Halo Star Wars crossover because some guy in the 501st did it. Who, I think it was Coward, who was my CO, but
a lot of DACA.
I'm not really... I'm not really keen on that idea because I know how the outcome's gonna be. You know, one side will steamroll the other, regardless of accountability, because ballistics beat lasers every time. The exception is 40k because their lasers act like ballistics in the sense of they fly very quickly.
I can drop a stick if you want me to.
I'm MG, so I'm just carrying this so someone else can use it.
So, the Tau drones, I'm going to play it by ear. If they're doing really, really well, I will use a few to slow them down, but if they do horribly, I probably won't even use them.
I'm not heavy AT.
Based off of how all of the non-essential roles were filled first, and that the infantry is down to, I think, only a single squad, it'll be interesting. What's annoying, though, is last week, when I did a realism op, I had, like, 1.5 times the player count, so I think it's just the mod set that turns people off. But I think if I want to do spec ops, I'll have to do them in exotic mod sets to get the player count number I want, so that people don't flood things.
Timberland.
Full practice for yourself.
Pretty much. Doing what?
Hey guys.
Look at our boots. Tell me they don't look like they're fucking
Plus,
blood.
now I'm good.
Regardless, I have a drink. We'll see how things go.
Because he's stuck doing some juicy shit and he can't do
Hey,
shit.
Crypto. Yeah, I've been meaning to look into your Star Wars mod, I just haven't had the time.
There's some strong ankles.
There's quite a few projects I've picked up, and then there's some schoolwork I gotta finish.
They're quite old. Yeah, well, we're Katie's.
Look at your shoes.
And bookkeeping
Crossbows, you've got armor.
that needs to be done.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, the
Oh, you're
actual
Acadian.
amount of bookkeeping I've had to do in TSB the past week has been on the
None of you
ridiculous
Acadians.
side.
You deserve to be called Acadian.
Uh,
We go. No,
You're
go back.
gonna
Just
this
little bit.
annoyingly long.
There you go.
Wait, now get. Since no one else has joined the ground command squad, does that mean that you only a ground command?
No. Alpha Squad is ground command.
What?
Great.
We are support element.
He looks like a compass.
What? No, this is downvoted. Downvote this shit.
No.
I don't have a gun.
I'm gonna give the brief on 50 and then teleport away. Are you ready for brief?
It's that extra layer of plot armor that you've got.
Marines are ready, I guess.
Okay, is Alpha Squad Lead on net yet?
Yeah, Alpha Squad lead on now.
Alright, if you open your map, you're at the little HQ marker. Your job today is to fly into the big red circled elliptic whatever the heck, I guess it's an oval technically, and clear out the 4 question marks that have been taken over by Tau. Be careful because the Tau do have AA, not in the form of guided rockets, but in the form of AAA, which means pew-pews that fire from the ground and can hit your aircraft. Don't fly over to debug because that will aggro all those units, and if I lose those, I can't, break. Properly do this mission. An outpost cable has been marked as destroyed, don't use it. Otherwise, you can hit these objectives in any particular order. I don't care. Do whatever you think you need to do. If you have any questions, please radio to me. You're free to use any and all assets provided to you. Good luck. I'll be on 5-0 if you need me.
Right. This is gonna be fun.
Have a bit
The
of,
biggest advantage they're going to have is the Avengers with the GAU 8 and the
It's been so long
with
since
the
I first started watching
scatter
you, and
shot
I
missiles.
must say I have been enjoying it every single time. Keep it up, buddy.
Rusky, I am glad to hear that. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend. Thanks for the 12-month resub. Welcome to the Lance Corporal Club, and I hope you enjoy watching this small operation.
Chase that to where?
Don't die.
By the way,
think
I
it's a lot
will
of
be
fun.
back tonight at around
When you
9:30
guys are
p.m.
available
EST.
to do high altitude recon,
We're
because,
getting back into the
say
swing
high
with
altitude
506
because
stuff
there
now
is
that I don't
AAA
have
on the
class anymore Wednesday nights because of COVID. So
So our best
tonight we'll be streaming a Gulf War airbase sabotage op with some aircraft I doubt some of you have ever seen before in Arma. We're going to be using some stuff from a man named Pook, also known as HP Cookie, for some AA assets and some Soviet airplanes.
Yes or no?
All I'm going to say is Soviet
Are
airplanes, and it should be
you
interesting.
Auto rifleman.
Yeah, I know, it's the stigma the mod set and everything has, and people think that, you know, because it's not run on TSB main, it's not taken as seriously, all that stuff. I don't care. They can do whatever. But it makes it, I've been writing these things down because I want to turn my Wednesday slot into a Spec Ops slot, so I'm trying to figure out how do I artificially lower numbers to do Spec Ops with. So this puts me in the right direction. So I'll keep it on Star Wars, and I'll keep it on, I still want to run the Star Wars campaign I have in mind, it's just that takes a lot of build work. Or I might just shelve it and do some Spec Ops. Either way, I'm just doing whatever I feel like doing.
We will.
Start Bravo Squad or
It's not MiG-15s. What are the...
Should we just
And it's not
fucking
21s
Alpha
either,
and
even though a
Space
majority of
Cooks?
the Iraqis' air fleet were MiG-21s. That's because there's no MiG-21 model I can find outside of those stuff in Unsun. And there is a MiG-21 out there in Arma 3, but the PBO has been taken down. So I can't access it. So it's MiG-23s and above. It's some older SU models. It's some big transport aircraft, all that fun stuff. All in the airfield on Fallujah, because that was the best airfield I could find. But that's not going to be their target. Their target is going to be some Scuds somewhere on the airfield. And it's probably going to turn into the standard 506 murder everything at the position because their medical system is OP as hell. So I've accommodated for that. We'll see how things go. There's an Avenger taking off. He needs more speed. Oh, he's already up. Well, I stand corrected.
Aim to ensure that everybody that the Emperor will stress about.
So I did tell them before I started the stream that they need to do proper recon of these objectives before they go in. Because there are some assets here that can easily mess them up, so Let's hope they heed my advice, otherwise it's going to be a very quick stream with a lot of rage quits. Also, they do have grab chutes in the arsenal. So if I were to go up here, go to the arsenal, go to backpacks, they do have access to steerable grab chutes. So I was thinking if all else fails, they could just take those and do a halo drop. Or probably at their outs. Actually, they could technically climb to a halo. But I think a Lalo would also suffice because of the limited range of some of these devilfish. But even so, we'll see how it goes.
So you're looking at the white circle.
Well, yeah, I'm on the semi-bar.
Oh, I understand your pain in that, but please also understand that I do not enjoy spawning an entire AO and then hearing people complain about frames. That is one of the most annoying things I had to deal with in that time, so I finally just took it away.
LZC, I can actually hit LZC from here.
Alright, that's very good range. Depending on...
Oh, it still didn't put me in the gunner seat.
Heavy cannon on that.
I don't give a shit, as long as
Yeah, these are normally anti-infantry vehicles, but they also will shoot at aircraft. So I'm just trying to look in the air and see if I can see the Avenger flying around, but I don't think I'll be able to see him. He's flying at a good altitude. Now what that Avenger needs to do is to start scanning around with whatever he can and try to find things that are suspicious. What I'm also hoping happens is that some people... Oh yeah, I didn't even spawn a map. Let's grab one of those real quick. I'm hoping whoever's in charge, and I love the fact that I'm headless here on the shadow, they use their intuition to note that, you know, this could be a threat. And then the smaller islands could also be threats. Because you better believe I do have some form of AA somewhere, and I told them that.
Go for JTAC.
Nothing guided, but...
Any update on recon, or are you just taking off now?
It's messy enough.
Like,
even a Valkyrie doing a very quick flyby over something to see what shoots at it, a wild weasel run, that would be good.
This is Medic JTAC says just wait on the pilots.
Hey, Co-Master, I appreciate it. I hope you keep enjoying the stuff, man. That's what it's all about. Actually, no, that's technically a lie. I misspoke. This is all about making sure those bumblefucks over there have a good time. That's the primary goal. The secondary goal is to make content that the rest of you can enjoy. But primary goal first, secondary goal second. But if I can achieve both, then I'm doing something right. Oh, I know, 2D. They have both ion rifles and rail rifles in each squad.
Yeah.
There's one of them. I still don't know which one's which. They say it in the name. So that's the ion rifle. The rail rifle is just nasty. That's the Space Marine killer. So they're doing super far LZs.
I just wanted the shit out of an orc compound.
Shit.
That's a shame.
Christ.
I mean, if we're doing that, I might as well spawn the reserves I would have down if they were going that far out.
Can you hear this?
But I'll see where they land.
Yes.
At least where they're going to land and make some random patrol squads on the way. Maybe a vehicle or two.
That's going to be happening quite a lot this whole.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I do kind of like the Tau for this scenario. A, they have a skin that fits the environment, and B, their default language is the CSAT Pacific sound.
Will not be alive much longer.
So it works really well.
Know because even your rank will not save you.
I love how he's saying to not let somebody know, but he's on yelling and everyone can hear him. So they are taking the scattershot missiles, that's good. They have a Valkyrie in the air as well. It looks like they might be taking 2 Valks. And then Corporal Hardcore also has a Thunderbolt in the ground. So yeah, 4 air assets. That should be more than enough for the infantry. All they have to do is make sure they call infantry multiple times. Looks like one of the Valks is even taking bombs. That's going to be less effective, because Caleb will probably struggle when he's going for his bombing runs to fight against these devilfish. But if they can be knocked out with ease, then he shouldn't have any issues. Still, some of the ion weapons that the Tau use, will be a considerable AAA threat because of the amount of damage it can do to enemy air assets. Unfortunately, there are no battle suits or stealth units in the mod yet. I do not know if they're going to be implemented. 2D would actually know more than me in this case. Now, considering this is old school medical, they did make a mortar that's very good. They should have more than enough for assets to take these guys on, even though it's going to get very dangerous. These guys are going to really need to consider sticking to cover, especially the Space Marines. Even though they're a very mobile force, they need to be very quick on their feet, because if they're not, they're going to get knocked very easily. Looks like he got cable tied and bugged himself out. That's a big oof. Brother after pump. Yep, so dude, he's saying what assets are in the works. I don't know, the dev teams I'd be watching for content right now. What would my top 3 be? In terms of new content that comes out quickly, because obviously, for example, I respect RHS a lot, but their stuff comes out so slowly. The top 3 dev teams I would say that are really pumping out new content are TIOW, Uptray, and Crypto's team that are making the successor to the swap mod. I just am blanking on the name right now. I've been monitoring all 3 of their Discords very closely. Like, Crypto, for example, for Star Wars, they made a Quasar frigate, which I might use for the pirate campaign. That's why I'm kind of holding off on some of the pirate stuff, because I want to see, you know, what can be made and what I can use. Cobra, that's it. What I can utilize for the Star Wars stuff going forward. Yeah, I know. However, Tootie, the reason we're not using that yet in TSB is because almost all of it is already in Grimdark. At a lesser quality, yes, but from what I've been told, they're going to eventually add that to the main mod. So I'll just be patient. Yeah, I've seen that, Tootie, too. There's a lot of overhauls going on for them, which is good. Optimization and cooler looking stuff is always good. One of them is bigger orcs. Yep, that one's coming out very soon. So they're gonna go to LZC, okay. Should have given them an order to do this stuff. That way I wouldn't have to have everything spawned in at once, but whatever. Make it work. I got those estimates down. I'm gonna add a devilfish. On their approach vector. I keep calling them devilfish. These are actually hammerheads I'm deploying. My bad.
Target neutralized.
come from that angle specifically.
Go for medic and JTAC.
Our tongues are up. There's might be an AA, so Marines are going to go clear that.
So I marked the heat sigs up there.
Roger that, I will forward it up.
Love how two of them, they all went for heavy bolters. That's...
This is Priest to the Marines. JTAC has been told and Air will be told concurrently.
They're now a Devastator squad. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, as the cat was coming in to grab Hatter, who's apparently leading the squad, though Karn looks like he's been given that.
Mr. JTAC.
You have a squad Acadian with him, and then the ground command, and actually no, that's JTAC with the platoon medic.
JTAC, are you looking for me?
Yeah, my air assets are asking if you want us to bomb the towns. That's what I was thinking. Back as
Go for Alpha.
I would love to see some bombing pornography right now. Come on, bring in those airstrikes.
Affirm.
I didn't technically say they were allowed to wipe the towns clean, but, you know. I'm not gonna correct them, and I didn't say it was an objective to keep the town secure, so... I don't know. For me personally, there's something about watching airstrikes come in that is just so satisfying. Even if they're completely ineffective. Speaking of... Nope, okay, I thought he was on a bombing vector. No, he's on an RTB vector. Jump packs are possible. Just like many other things in Arma, they're difficult to program properly. So Space Marines are rushing ahead to start clearing stuff. My fear is that they'll create a break in the lines and start killing everything before the rest of players get through. Why do you have YUE loaded? Why do you have parts of KA loaded? See, I think he has TSB assets loaded, that's why. I don't have the server keyed because Grimdark added a dependency that was messing with the 700th Ace feature, which I think the 700th updated something because they added 2 new compatibility mods for it, so I'll have to look into fixing that by tomorrow. Used to plan airstrikes for the Navy. Strikes are beautiful. It's just a nice fiery explosion. We'll see how it goes.
Copy. We're quite a bit behind you.
Nonetheless, we'll see how they do. Oh yeah, speaking of, I meant to check a figure on coronavirus stuff. Hope everyone's staying safe, by the way. Worldwide cases will probably be 1 million by tomorrow, but that's only the reported cases. I assure you that they hit 1 million like a month ago. Probably, I want to say, 2 weeks after China stopped reporting theirs. Okay, really simple. First off, you loaded TSB assets, and that was wrong, but whatever. Take what you need from the kits. Bandages are in that cargo box. When you're ready to go to the pilots and request an insert.
This is the Priest to ground command.
You can just say Alpha.
Ground.
The pilots are going to commence bombing on Tom's Rock to destroy that heat signature, but they will only begin once we begin the assault.
So you want to take that out? That's smart.
Ground copies.
So they're only going to start the bombing once first contact is broken. That's not a bad call. But if anything, air should be focusing on taking out the AA assets since the infantry is already in, like, you know, relative position. It's not like they still have to fly the ground infantry in. They don't. I would just have them focus on taking out any AA perceived threats ASAP. But we also have to consider they just see thermal signatures up. Nope, they know it's a hammerhead. Okay, so now that they know that that is something that could probably kill them, even if they didn't know it was an AA Vic, if I saw a Vic on the top of a big little mountain thing overlooking everything above the trees, I would assume it's AA. Even so. There's always pros and cons to some players' decisions. That's kind of why I like Zeusing, because I like to see what they determine with those pros and cons. So I'm going to listen to them. You can hear the little thumping of their feet.
Patrol east of Marine's position, maybe 50 meters.
We've got a patrol to our east 50 meters.
Okay, get down.
Sander, where are you going?
Right close to the green.
So they do show up on thermals.
So they're going to circle around.
Do you want to go with the Space Marines or do you want to go with the infantry?
No, it's fun game. Do we attack them first?
So yeah, 3 guys on the left flank. They did a lot of damage, but they're already down because that's the power of Tau weaponry.
We should stick with the infantry because the Marines will be able to keep up with. When the Marines get going, you want to stay with them. Sander, we have to stick with the infantry because if the Marines get running, we'll never catch up with them.
Roger. Roger.
Contact northeast.
Now there's strikes back and forth. Strike blew up some of the systems, but didn't kill all of them. Map Nor, I'm trying to get a read on his health. He avoided all those shots. Good call there. And yeah, now they're working on Hatter, who's reporting that he got, quote-unquote, annihilated. Now, real quick, I just want to show you some of the power of these weapons.
The guardsmen engaged, so they are currently on the run, so that's fine.
Yeah, so he took multiple shots everywhere. He took at least 5 or 6 wounds, but that's already he's being medic, so, you know, a lot happened.
Yeah. 4 wounds. He's up.
So Undead's back. Again, we're using the old Ace Medical.
This is Priest Infantry. Be advised, incoming tank from northwest. Marine, that may be yours.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be able to back.
Excuse me, incoming tank from the what?
You can go. On net.
Hello. And goodbye. So poor Obi down here on his own, I just kind of blew him away. This is the part where they call the air support in. So meanwhile, this squad is engaging with the Tau up here. They really need to stay as a singular force. Otherwise, this isn't going to go too well. Looks like air re-attacked this position up here. They were able to take those targets out. Very good call. Burst cannon is staying up in the air right there as well. M's getting blown away by this guy. Oh my god, are they speaking frickin' Vietnamese too? That's perfect. That's an Op-Core module that's causing that. They're engaging with guns. Now I'm just gonna fire back. I'm just shooting at what I see. This is meant to be something that you call air support on. And the shooting stops. Smox is now going to report there's multiple people down. These guys are firing across the bank right here. They did make a, what is this, las cannon? Yeah, so that was smart to bring that with them.
African Marines were taking heavy fire at marker 3F.
Hey, firm, we currently have some casualties, but we're working on them. We will support you soon.
He still thinks he can take me. Bye. He's behind me, isn't he? And that was air coming in to blow it up. But yeah, ironically enough, the Space Marines are the ones getting seriously messed up. So I'm happy that's playing out like this. So I'm not sure if they eventually called in air from 5-5. I think that was Zope with some sort of hell strike coming down on me. And it looks like this vehicle was also destroyed. Nice.
You still need some support, guards?
I don't think so. We seem to have the situation under control.
I think this is a blaster, so it's a shotgun, I believe. Might be wrong. It's a shotgun. But it's got a little bit of range to it, which is nice. Ooh, I got blown away real quick. press the shit out of him.
正在路上。
Let's get some more units to come along the trees here. Red was deployed.
Alpha, we're on your north. We're pushing east now. Be advised, our weapons are... We forgot to bring the anti-tank weapons, so we can't kill tanks very well.
It's almost like you have a radio that can call something that can kill the tanks very well. So now Wild Weasel being performed to see if anything shoots up at him.
Marker Hammerhead.
Reference AA Hammerhead, that's where Marines are going to push towards. Make sure that's dead.
Marines, do you want Alpha support on this, or...?
Affirm, if it's alive, we're going to need you to take it out.
Right, the prone glitch that these models have. I don't think they took cable ties, and I did neglect to tell them about that, because I forgot about it myself, so...
The AA Hammerhead's dead. Marines are going to pull back to your pause, Alpha.
Two of the guys in the open have been hit by dudes in the jungle coming in. They're still putting rounds up there. Kana Kane's managing up the machine gunner.
Watch yourself, we're taking fire from the southeast.
Treb, thanks for the $1. Did you mean to not say anything? How hard are Space Marines to kill in this? Depends on the weapons you use. If you have to fight Renegades, you gotta get a very specific blend of weapons to kill them with. If they're fighting Tau, not hard at all. They go down like any regular guy, but it can be very difficult. Also, Drum, am I talking to Hardman's Night and getting things set up on one of his servers, or are we using my server? Either way, it could be done. The mission file tonight has all of the settings from training file 5.9 to 506. That was the latest version I could find on the official server when I went on and ripped the file. It was supposed to say Broken Arrow. That's fair, Shreb. Oh god, poor Brad. He's gonna... If he goes down, I'll capture him and teleport him to the next one. And the 506. Alright. I'll talk to Hardman after this operation, then. Try to get his attention. So they dragged the two guys that were knocked out. Looks like the Space Marines, once again, are going to lead the attack.
I am a fucking bullet.
I hope you guys enjoy your swim.
Show up.
Coming from southwest.
I'll give him a bit of a break. No one wants to join in late and then get murdered by a group, so just put him in there.
Okay, I can actually see
You okay, Sander?
I agree with you, Drum, but, you know, there are limitations with Arma.
Blue raspberries from JTAC.
Send.
How much
I have a dumb
hostiles are in
idea.
that forest, and do you want a cluster bomb on it?
Most of them are dead now, it's just scattered remnants.
Copy.
I have a very
if you need
dumb
to know
idea
what
because I want to
we've
see
got
if it
for
works.
available for you for strike purposes, take a look on the map, it's all written there.
Affirm.
Marines are crossing the river to your north. Keep an eye out in case we get ambushed.
Affirm.
That will not taunt me. I have heard worse. Come on, let's roll.
That's actually really funny. And it's not taking any engine flush damage. Oh, she doesn't like to stop moving when she's in the water. Okay, hello. That was interesting. Yeah, I was supposed to take a left right there. I figured as much.
Marines are moving towards the southish side of objective.
Stop driving and it would keep
Affirm.
going at speed.
Alpha is out of the right border and pushing on your 6.
The Chimeras can do it too. It's just they have a similar issue where their engine refuses to stop until you go to ashore again.
Contact just southeast of our bus.
So I'm gonna start deleting assets behind them, stuff they've killed. They've gone through about a platoon so far. Looks like, nope, they did bring that thing with them.
Contact northeast.
Bring myself to the front line here. What's really spooky is these guys are right up next to him. The LR guy is down though, so they can't call air support to assist. That is a very bad situation to be in.
Marines to Alpha, are you okay?
We're hitting contacts in the northeast. We should be fine.
Look at all the smoke being kicked up. Hot damn.
Armor in the center of objective. Marines can't deal with it. We've no AT. We're gonna pull back a bit.
So some Taufs went around over here. They do have a few guys down, but they've woken back up. Looks like Angel's gone down again.
Naomi, if you can repack.
I can't.
Ah shit, can you medic?
I can medic, but the center back down.
Oh.
I love how Vietnam's making them speak more Vietnamese.
Hey, firm, we'll back you up.
The AoE of that heavy bolter.
Marines to Alpha, we're a bit pinned down by one guy to the east somewhere. He's popping us as we're getting up.
Alright, let's go ahead and show these guys that they're being silly. Looks like Mox is pulling back, but they're still undead back there. You can hear Moxie's voice now. He's pulled back to the Cadian. They just did a scatter shot strike on this objective. And they also blew up these two assets over here. So, interesting call. Once again, you see Undead trying to be a hero here. I will... Yeah.
Go team.
6 now. Good night. He's still alive. He's going for it. That weapon firing off is going to be his downfall. Because I can see him. He's still...
Or to JTAC. JTAC, you on that?
JTAC might still be down.
Delta JTAC's on net, we got a bit ambushed here.
Hey firm, we're gonna shift north to help you then. Shift north, the Alpha squad's getting fucked, we need to help them.
Get out of here. Braz has a laze, but as I feared when I saw him holding it, he's not holding it properly, so the laze isn't the most accurate thing in the world. Candyland Cobra, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, my friend. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you're getting a kick out of this. Yeah, he can't get the lays through the forest. They have to just tell air to drop bombs at a specific position, which isn't the hardest thing in the world, but if they have a lays land right next to them, it's gonna be very risky. Meanwhile, air are taking out these positions, and they're flying very fast to avoid
Marines to Alpha, looks like you're in declare, we'll keep on security till
units. So Cadian are just bandaging their wounded right now. Just heard a heavy rounds come in. I don't know what that was a part of.
Yeah, just try it. Yep.
Working on getting back in black up.
All units stay clear of the green line. Danger close. Fire mission inbound on gun run.
So now they're calling for a gun run. I believe that's going to be taken by Map Nora. He's going to be going for hitting the Devilfish here.
Be on our pause. You should be fine then.
He's
Marines are out. I think everyone's out. Should
banking
be
left. No, map is completely off. That was way out of the AO. Completely ineffective.
Still contact somewhere.
I agree, Iopus. Screw those trees in particular.
I would just do it.
I don't even have one half in the mag.
I'll try. I got shot. I got shot.
There you go.
You just got fucking recapped. That was cinematic.
I got put in.
So these heavy bolters, I think, are starting to show a bit of an issue here because of how thick the jungle is. The rounds are getting caught on multiple different things. You just heard a rail rifle blast. I'm gonna break this squad apart. Try to box them in. And it looks like they don't want to follow that order.
Yep, Alpha's good to move.
Or do they? Nope.
Hey firm, Marines gonna start pushing it southeast then.
Yeah, let the
Getting stuck.
Alright, start pushing southeast. Oh.
He's dead. This.
Oh. Ow.
Got a dead friendly here. Connor's down.
Jay Cool, thanks for the 14-month resub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the ops. Thanks for all your support, and I hope you're getting a little kick out of this one. So I'm not sure if Kov there got hit by friendly fire or by just stray fire. Probably stray fire.
One of our down. Yeah, over here down. And knocks you too.
Still see a plasma effect from that big.
Enemies close now.
Marines to Alpha, enemy close north. We're engaging.
Armor is fucking useless at this range.
You gotta think how excel in mid to long range weaponry.
They're supposed to be bad at CQC. They're supposed to have poor reactions. Where?
Yeah, well,
Where's
they're
the poor
green.
reactions?
You pack me.
Can someone get Cam?
Yeah, I'll get you in a second. Just for reference, have you built your sound like other kind of stuff?
Might give him a little bit of fuel to maneuver.
Both arms, I'm Cam.
Gotcha.
Marines have 2 down. Once we're medicked up, we'll have a push.
Nice head.
Holy fuck.
Fired a last cannon at me. Where's their air support? They had to freaking 4 people take pilots.
Anyone else down? Moxie's down here.
Look at all the air assets they have. But they're trying to slug it out.
Alpha to platoon medic.
I'm gonna get back on it.
Once they're up, start pushing it south.
Xander just got hit.
Hi. Welcome back.
Not sure if these guys realize communication is breaking down. They shouldn't have pushed up on a separate flank if most of the Space Marine force was hit. Oh dear. Air is playing hide the zucchini. That is definitely one way to put it. What do they think this thing is? A Tonka toy or something?
They're savable. Bring any ATs? Do you have any sticks?
Yes, all my guys are down. So
It's decided to start flipping. So the only reason they succeeded is because the vehicle decided to armor itself. Absolutely amazing.
it's infantry. One of your Marines looks like he's down.
Okay, I'm gonna be mean.
That did nothing. Lovely.
Trying to think. Tau.
You take care of that infantry.
Hey, ground forces, I'll copy.
Somewhere south.
Marines copy.
Like y'all.
Are you guys having difficulty with that fucking tank?
We are, but we're also sitting on it.
Copy, just pull back and we can bomb it. Instead of spending like 30 minutes trying to kill it. I already see a downed Space Marine to the north of it.
Yeah, you see what,
less than 50 meters.
did you see the, whatchamacallit, the,
You have
quick
2
changes
Valkyries on
in the
standby,
KM
one
for
with
H
HE
up there?
rockets, another one with a cluster bomb.
So yeah, water, it's
back on
amphibious,
the
but
boat
it's
with
very not amphibious, if that makes any sense.
Fun.
Alright, I'm gonna try to push him back with infantry.
Don, please advise, you got a tank and people are having difficulty killing it. This is a Valkyrie speaking, by the way.
What was it, Valkyrie?
Try to push him a bit.
Wait, did you finally kill it?
I think it's just mounted.
Check it.
Looks like it's flipped.
It did that as well. It did a ultimate Tau movement order there.
Only took a little bit. This is Valkyrie on the AO. You still got more contacts to your northeast. Whoever's in there, do you want me to bomb it? Come on, I'm very itchy.
I want to see if I can make this
I don't know
work.
if you guys have moved in there though. Oh no, you haven't. Okay, got it. Oh no.
What happened?
I'll deal with this.
You have the heavy bolter. Just look at it. Yeah, I'm not seeing. It's your gun.
No, nothing yet.
That's all I got with that.
He can't maneuver at all. I know I gave him metaperms. I see this issue from time to time.
Doesn't help in this jungle.
I know I gave him doc perms, so I don't know. I think there's some sort of glitch that once in a while happens with ace slots. Because some things just don't work sometimes. Even though I tested... What the fuck was that? Why'd it just tab me out?
That's what you get for making fun of Space Marines, Angel. I'll work on getting you a medic.
Fuck's sake, so.
Oh, I medic myself.
Okay. There we go, jeez. It's pack bug. That's one thing I have really enjoyed. That there's no pack bug anymore because it doesn't deal with blood.
This is the priest. Does anybody need a medic?
There's a few KIA. Do you say TP back in black or TP undead to back in black? Alright, if I break these guys apart and send them. Yeah, it should be okay.
We have a hammerhead to the south of our home position. Can we have a reinforcement counter? Can you hear me clearer now?
I got a base if Dan needs it.
Southeast, did you say?
You should have
Going
these
south, so
things,
keep your head
but
down.
Alright, be advised, Alpha R, bringing a mortar with them on reinsert. Will be reinserting and getting ready to reinsert in a few minutes.
No one's watching the left flank. This could get messy.
Whoever has the Space Marine heavy bolter, drop it. I'm not joking, drop it.
Can they figure out if they
drop me.
themselves or not?
They can probably figure it out. It looks like it's in the open.
In here further, Doctor?
A Marcus
I
active,
have
by the
a
way.
figure myself. Gotcha. Space Marines to JTAC.
We're good, guys.
Wrong net.
Angel, the reason you don't use a Space Marine gun is because it can break the server if you're not a Space Marine model.
JTAC is at base right now. He is getting a reinsert.
Well,
I have told him. Yeah, I have told him.
Alright, flipping a coin. Heads, I push them. Tails, I let them go. Oh my god, it's actually heads. I never get heads.
Are you there, Zander?
Well, we will wait for a bit.
Well,
60 guys.
I do what the coin
Have
provides.
you put out that airstrike that we have asked for?
And let's sit here until airstrikes, or we have proper AT.
Got AT.
I didn't get on the way in. I'd say one of them brought in another.
I took some
Send
enemy
that
AT.
over the text chat. Put that in.
Alright, you
words,
go
please.
deal with that.
You're breaking up a bit
Yep,
too much out
I
here.
got still enemy AT. Where's the tank? Where's the tank? Where's the tank?
To our
I am sorry, did you
Right, how
just say
far?
you stole enemy AT?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh shit, with a fucking ion rifle.
I think Bogan just got
Have you
hit.
sent out that strike on Hammerhead 2 yet?
Yep.
There is a tank on Hammerhead 2.0 marker. Feel free to go.
Hey, if they survive this, they get bragging rights. I'll give them that.
One of your Space Marines is down, halfway behind you. It's
Oh,
probably
we know. We know.
You know. Right. Find that tank. It's too bushy over there.
It's all shooter.
See, it's from
got the
the
defective
thing.
From where, Max?
Okay, somebody work on bandaging. I shall defend.
Let me try moving this thing again. Oh god. Oh no. That's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. Woo! Hello? Game? Please?
What's the ETA?
Oh my god. Hey, yep. Hello? Hi. Yep. Whoop. Game, please. Okay. All right. Yep. I get it. You don't like that. I understand, game, but.
That is to our north.
Oh my god. I just killed the driver. Try spinning. That's a good trick. I agree.
North.
He's still just driving around like
That's why we
crazy.
stopped the building collapsed.
The building just collapsed. Ouch. Bogan saying lads because he's drowning down here.
No.
Yeah, there's no one left in that vehicle.
I'm playing Grayscale right now.
Get over to me, I'll attack you.
Marines, be advised, ground is currently carrying 2 backpacks and slowly reinserting.
Brains are getting fucked right now.
Whew.
You lot okay?
Ooh, Trash Man just took a big shot to the face.
Marines, can you... Marines, can you mark on map a location for us to mortar?
That was interesting.
Marines are pretty much all dead except for 2 reinserts.
Do.
The Emperor will not stand for this heresy.
Get a position mark on map for us.
Nah. Oh god, I'm floating!
This is the priest. The heretics have me on my position.
There's his Vox, jeez. This guy doesn't even have a radio.
You're lucky. Go.
Oh, when did the QRF get here? Ay.
Hold fucking security.
The issue with the Tau is their glass cannons. Their stuff isn't really, doesn't really keep them protected. Yeah, you can still use your radios when you're cable tied.
Congratulate, hi, they have bugged out my backpack and I cannot get it.
You have a head between your legs.
I might need a pack. I'm the only survivor. I just killed a squad.
Freaking
He's
angel.
awesome at killing fucking towers.
You ain't the only survivor, boy.
Hey! Oh, there's another one of my Marine Cadians here. Fred.
You were good.
Do you know when you was trying to you were surrounded?
Give him a few minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was the one shooting the ion cannon over your head, saving your life.
Pack the Marines, they're all medics. Or help the Marines.
One of the guys I shot got launched into the air.
You know what? Let's see what happens when I throw a drone in.
He was the one with the ion cannon too. He has ammo for him.
Let's just do a simple gun drone.
Oh shit.
Ready for orders.
Help me with this fucking Marine here.
Nothing more, nothing less.
You took the least amount of wounds.
No, they came from where we came.
I
shot the squad, and then there was one who escaped. I think you killed them.
I
think I'm the drone because I go down to one shot every time.
Let's see that, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably to the east.
Oh, if you're alive, pick up casualties. We're gonna pull back. Shh. Well done.
I'm gonna take your guys who are still in the town, and we're gonna run away from this town because we just keep dying.
I'm gonna need a medic.
Hey, firm, are you retreating back towards the north or what?
Yeah, we'll pull back north to east.
Can you mark your retreat or run over the location?
Wait, what?
Where is it?
I've got him.
Drone. A drone?
Nah, that one was a normal guy.
Rosie's down here. Still needs work.
He's been down for a while. I told him to get all the stuff.
Just pick them, turn a K and pick. Okay, everybody, if you can, turn a K, pick a person up, let's go.
Like Rosie. You're gonna be able to carry him or two in a pack.
Trying to give them a second to pick their guys up and run. I'll go back in just a minute or two.
Here is the actual tank itself.
I've only just died hearing it though. If you're in the objective 2, pick up a body. Leave. We're moving to RV.
Yep, you got to move, I'll cover you.
Bodies are alive bodies. So preferably the ones who are alive. I don't see any that are alive. Oh.
There's none, then let's go.
Okay. You've got the light AT, I've got the heavy AT.
Backwards, we're pulling out. Someone will have to lead through this harbor and block my vision.
Oh, okay, we need AAA right now. AAA, anti-air.
Marines are pulling back to RV with survivors of Alpha.
Oh,
Being harassed by a drone or two.
We've got a drone flying around to the east, shooting to us, direct east of Hammerhead.
I've got smoke grenades. Oh, so really
He can respawn.
We'll meet you at the RV point. We can already hear gunfire.
the RV points to the northeast.
That's where the drone is.
No, the drone's somewhere to the east southeast. Move north, northwest.
I'm behind.
Ooh, good shot. See, that's all they need is to call their air asset and they can easily shoot me down, so...
JTAC to ground units, that little
Why don't
fucking drone has been taken out over Kanto.
You know what I mean? Like, it would be so much easier if they coordinated, but they didn't. They don't. And this is a pitfall TSB gets into a lot. If they take almost all of the pilot slots, I expect them to use almost all of their pilots. But they don't. Instead, they try to slog it off as ground infantry, and I punish them for it. Because if people are, take those roles, and then they're underutilized, I give them a scenario as their Zeus, seeing what they take, and go, okay, let me make an op that is designed for those slots in mind.
Objective 2, yes, it's clear.
Should be clear.
I pulled the last of them out. If they don't listen, tough shit.
Okay, then. In that case, I'm gonna.
So I mean, we can look on the map. Here's air asset number 1, air asset number 2, air asset number 3, air asset number 4.
Go for Alpha.
We're gonna go to Objective 3 along Black
They have bombs, they have gun runs, they have so much stuff they can use, and Air's already done a really good job to take out all the vehicles I was using as AA. So the fact that Air is being underutilized right now shows a weakness in these guys' strategy, and I literally wiped the floor with them to show it.
We're all here.
Where's everybody?
No. Do we have real AT?
In my opinion,
Khan's got an
if you want to be a balanced Zeus, that is what you have to do. You cannot be afraid to wipe them if they take a bunch of slots and then decide to completely underutilize what they bring.
I'm going to meet you.
This is the P50 check.
Because if they were to just get an LR and say, hey, we're at position X, and it's not hard because that's the position with all the buildings, and say, hey, bad guys are coming in from this vector and this vector. Shouldn't be that hard. And yet, it is.
There are no friendlies in the zone, you're free to hit.
Look at that. He just annihilated the remaining guys right there.
When are you, you're gonna pay me back if you like.
The Emperor works in mysterious ways.
Like a cold
Your
beer.
penance and reward shall come at another time.
Thank you. The word was going to kill you, yeah.
So this, even though they're all dead, they don't know that. So I do like seeing that they're demonstrating that Air can pretty much clean up what was right there.
So if you want to go for Cass,
Just a little, just too little too late now.
Priest gonna say you were looking fabulous.
The Emperor provides such unique and wonderful
By the way,
gear.
can you see now?
Yes.
Either because you've got glasses on glasses, that's why.
At least 2
My
platoons of
vision
dead
is
infantry right
extended
there.
well beyond many levels. That is how I see you are down. Exactly.
Now these guys are getting shot.
Come back to this
Second the gun.
Marines to Alpha, you on that?
The priest is with Alpha.
Are they alive?
You missed it, Beam. One of
Yes.
the guys I shot him in the legs.
Okay, we pushed along the black line, which just disappeared. Wait, what?
What is that that you've got? It looks like a giant fucking RPG.
Basically, is one of the
Right,
APs.
Alpha. Ems, are you on 50 or not?
Yeah.
Now hopefully we'll hear them start to get a move on.
They went far ahead.
they're just suppressing where they can. And I'm gonna have backup come and help, so... I mean, I am still on 50, right? Yep. Don't know why air is pinning me. Yeah, I missed me. You saw something go off right here. Probably another bomb strike. Still hearing gunfire right here.
I think we've been this close and most of us are down.
There's air coming in with another strike. At least I think that was air.
Close up.
Alpha to Marines.
Go.
We've got a mortar we might put up at LG Pickles to shell the crap out of Marker 3.
I wish that Tau squad got there a bit quicker.
Marines, do not towards Marker 3. We're going to shell the shit out of it in a few moments.
Copy. Marines currently have a group of enemies south of us.
So I think these guys have a mortar, so they're pulling that asset back to then bomb that position with a mortar.
Wow.
Not a bad call, but I mean, why mortar it when you have 4 air assets that could, you know, like, it's redundant. They should bring another las cannon like they did, or an auto gun, or a heavy bolter, to give them that fire superiority that they were getting in that first village. Now you're just seeing Space Marines getting sniped because they can't see into the trees too well.
Ground forces, airstrike coming inbound on objective 3. Entry will be from the south.
Where's the airstrike being called into right here, you know?
White line mark.
Instead of air striking that position, which, you know, not a bad call there, but there is a bit more of a priority right here. A tree speed crater, good, yeah, something like that. And you're seeing these guys struggle because now the tower getting
Marines,
close enough
mortar preparing to fire on objective 3.
to be outside of an airstrike within their perimeter. I have a few guys trying to push them. Dr. Boom went down. You're hearing that artillery go off again, but I think, again, they're
Get behind.
taking stuff out. Another thing they could have considered is, do they have to go through this thick forest? No, they don't. They could just confirm that these 2 positions are clear, pull back. Looks like they broke the mortar. Here. Because they probably won't be able to figure it out.
And it didn't work. Alright, he's dead. We have another guy down, by the way.
Get down! Get down!
You can't lay down.
I think that's good enough. If they can't figure it out after that, then, well, I don't know what can. Yeah, they don't have to be, as I was saying, they don't have to push through this thick forest. They could just get a ride through air and redeploy somewhere else. But again, the infantry are getting way too tunnel vision here on their objectives. And that is costing them. a lot of time and manpower here to realize that mistake. And Air is still bombing this place.
Good check.
He's had another scatter shot missile drop. Actually, I think those were multiple cluster bombs by Caleb.
Danger close.
I mean, maybe not quite danger close, but it's a dangerous call, but anyway. Marine, stay as close to the coast as you possibly can. We're having a danger close airstrike in a few moments.
Now we are calling the airstrike.
We're nowhere near the town, we're up here.
So when they do a strike like this, they need it to come from the east or west to do a strafe-in run like that, because if they have it direct like this, then it risks the possibility of them hitting their own guys.
In the options.
J-type to air assets.
Notice there is a red fuse marked on the map.
Cluster that living shit out of that area. We're getting pinned down. Green line locates our location. We are on the beach side. Danger close.
Oh yeah, there's a help the friendlies.
So some of the Space Marines are dead, others have been brought up. You see those guys dying right here.
This is the priest. This is the priest of Alpha and Space Marines in front. Keep cover.
So I think Map Nora is coming around to do another airstrike. How are their vehicle assets? We still have multiple Valkyries they can use, and I think they've lost one plane each.
If I can see one of them, I'll make them fly, because the ion knife fucking launch.
So they did have Map Nora come from the west heading east. That's a good vector. But now I don't know. He's waving off. I'm not sure if he did a bomb strike.
We're in that forest and we can't see where they are, and they're just pinning us down. So we just need some of them.
God damn it! If the fucking mortars didn't get destroyed by that one sniper.
Well,
hey, so you guys want some word of wisdom?
Yeah, because
yes,
from your Zeus? What's your objective?
Okay. The objectives?
Yeah, what's the objective?
It's an island. You could use air to redrop, but I don't know.
You could use air to redrop because your objective is to clear towns. So why are you in some random fucking jungle where the AI will always outperform you? Big thunk.
I just AT. I just work here. I'm not just.
12 seconds.
We should just keep moving east.
It really infuriates me that one of them said, as soon as I offered advice, yeah, we're on some island, we could just redeploy by air. Then why aren't you doing it? You know what I, like, why?
All squads, we're retreating back to...
I just work here, just... Whatever.
Great, all squads, we're retreating back to...
There's that airstrike they needed like 5 minutes ago.
Okay, fair enough, we're gonna pick up here now. That's fun.
And I'm still gonna go for them. I mean, at this point, they've won, but they took multiple KIA because of it. They were getting keyholed through a forest, which... not even a forest, a jungle, which I can assure you most players don't enjoy having happen to them. I always find it interesting to watch these guys play on certain strategies.
At this time.
I'm not sure if Drum's still here, but here, they are walking on the bottom. They're not swimming.
Marines are coming in on your 6. Let's do this shit.
That's actually kind of cool to watch. They are stepping on the bottom. But, you know, that's what kind of makes the difference between a really good ground command and someone that's still learning. It's because it's very easy for people to get tunnel visioned in their objective. Instead of, you know, being open to the assets they have. the enemy doesn't have any air assets, so they have total air superiority, which means they can redeploy their air units at any time. I mean, this place is dead. Like, there's only a few guys right here.
Anything at the moment.
Oh, there are some UXOs left over. That's new. Normally there wouldn't. Hello?
Space Marines, you have one of your men down behind the black building.
Yeah, we know. Trying to figure out what the hell hit him.
This is high to all factions. Be advised, it looks like the scattershot missiles have a very small but completely possible chance of leaving UXOs. I don't know when they started doing that. Last time I checked, they wouldn't do that, but I guess they are now. So watch your step.
This is the priest to all units. If you didn't hear that, the cluster missiles now.
I know, Tootie, they are dropping cluster, but I did tell them
aware.
specifically before the mission that from what I've seen from the scattershot missiles, they weren't dropping, they weren't leaving UXOs, at least when I first saw them utilized. That might just be a 700th exclusive thing, because normally when they use that ordnance, I haven't seen UXOs get left. Even though we use, I guess it might be a script, I don't know. But yeah, it deploys all different types of UXOs. This one has to be a tough one that can only go off by a vehicle. And since Space Marines are classified as infantry, that wouldn't disarm
Marines,
them.
do any of you have mine detectors?
Negative.
Yeah, I bet they're trash men staring at this guy right here.
To redeploy to objective 1 instead of going through the fucking water or forest. Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Did you guys copy that?
So it looks like some of them have switched to plasma because it's easier than heavy bolter to utilize through forests. I don't blame them for that.
Space Marines to JTAC.
Go for JTAC.
Can we get a pickup and go to drop at wait, what?
Xander, is that the pickup for
LZ Nerd, we're gonna land there instead of trekking through all the jungles.
So I'll be curious to see if they get a second Valkyrie over.
Marines to Alpha.
Yep.
We're redeploying to LZ Nerd so we can avoid some jungle fighting. You wanna come?
Sure thing.
See, now the real question is, in the next stop that's done in this style, are they going to remember that they can deploy, redeploy if they have air superiority? And the answer is no. One of the most annoying things I will say that I've seen throughout my entire Zeus career is people making the same mistakes over and over again. Unless the ops are done literally back to back, they will make the same mistakes, and it's kind of annoying.
That one, you guys go, Priest will get the
And
next
you're
one
gonna,
coming
oh
in.
my gosh, if that was a live one and that went off and hurt the Valk, that would be hilarious. Heart, skip the beat for a second.
If you boys can, get that second bird in quickly.
So Kalen's coming in with the next Valkyrie. Actually, they're in 3 Valkyries now, and Mapnora is in the Avenger. Valkyries aren't a bad weapon platform, it's just they don't have anything to wave off guided AA, so they're meant to be used as like a long-range attack platform. However, I've also heard that they don't, at least these models from Grimdark, the gunner spotting camera for the Hellfires is like dog shit.
Space Marines to JTAC, can you airstrike that town. It's been engaging us at the moment.
Yes, none of the rounds are hitting, but if they do, it would do a good, like, 12% damage if I remember the round, give or take. Yeah, they're purposely trying to limit its range, but it doesn't really have the armor to handle that. So if they're taking fire from that angle, they should consider deploying somewhere else. I think that's exactly what Soap's doing. That LZ is hot, gentlemen. You need to go somewhere else. That's why I did stress in the beginning they need to do a lot of recon of their LZs via flying Vix around them. I didn't tell them how to do it, but flying Vix around would be a good idea. So there's some more cluster bombs being dropped. There's a UXO. So you're seeing some 12.7 being shot at these infantry right here. Looks like they did tag one. Minimal damage. Yeah, he's got 99% of his health left. He's fine. These guys can't stay in the air forever. They need to consider a new LZ to drop those infantry off. Honestly, what I would do in their situation is I would have the Avenger do a Burt run somewhere. They try to do a Hellfire. I would just try to find a piece of real estate to secure and use my stuff from there. But I'm going to start shooting down air assets with my heavier weapons. So that got the JTAC with it. But yeah, if they're gonna basically hover next to somewhere, I will just remote my unit and use the best of my advantage. They need to find a spot where they're not getting shot at and land. Calen's also re-landed, I think, because he's getting more ordnance. What is Corporal doing? I think he's trying to come in for a landing run? Get the gun out.
Alright, Space Marines will be in front.
Holy crap, what was that? Majority of them landed, which is good, but whoa! I somehow hit his anti-torque or something. Trash man running up to the debris. Down pilot chooses the respawn instead. I hit the invisible tail rotor, yeah. Oh man. I hope that gave him some cool footage on the ground though. That was pretty ridiculous. Oh man, Dr. Boom just got shot to
Marines are
shit.
approaching town from southeast now.
Most of the town has been bombed.
Space Marines hold position back off. The black box that you just entered is a strike zone.
And they're having more air assets come in.
You're good where you are.
Contact northwest. Marines are engaging.
Only had 2 shots left.
Give me a hand.
Space Marines, you can push in.
A firm.
Hold off on airstrikes to objective 4. Just watch for...
Alright, I'm gonna cheat. Put one more squad right there and then I'll wrap it up from there.
Marines to Alpha, if you clear the town, we can deal with the squads patrolling around it.
Guys in the rubble. So now they're having the Cadians come to the cleared out town. Space Marines are engaging the contact. I've got one squad right here that'll start engaging across. I got these guys coming in this QRF. And then I have that group right there. So the Cadians will still see some action. These guys need to be careful.
Marines were engaging the town.
A firm. We're holding your flanks.
So they took that guy out. And I'm having this group come in to also engage them. So I think these guys will deal with that, and the Cadians will have these units to deal with.
This is the priest. I have been dropped off. I am going to be entering the town from the west.
Go for Alpha.
Apparently there is something heavy to the north of objective 4. It appears to be swatting my
2 of them went down to the left.
You're going to stay up them?
Probably.
Xander also getting shot up. That force split was not a smart idea. Remnants still up, we're able to deal with it.
Marines, Alpha are pushing north to deal with something that was screwing with JTAC.
We copy, we're also moving roughly that direction.
That was a crack grenade. I saw it in the air for a moment, I accepted my fate. Just let the smoke clear.
JTAC, can you mark on the map the rough location of that thingy you're pointing at?
That shot either went in his face or whizzed by him on the left, yep. And they brought that guy in. I'm gonna start remoting some of the remaining units. that's it. So overall, air wasn't utilized effectively, in my opinion. And the force splits were unnecessary. But it paid off because of how generous the medical settings are. Because we want people to have fun with this. Because if we made them a little more realistic, it would be nasty.
Marines, are objective clear? Question mark?
Looks like it. Probably a few left in the forest, though. Take us ages to find them.
What's status on Town 4 now?
Town 4 itself is clear.
Over. That seems all the objectives.
This is the priest JTAC has given his life valiantly for the Imperium.
Marines die.
Sorry, send message.
I think all 4 objectives are clear. I think we're done. I think.
Roger, standing by for index.
This is Valkyries. We believe JTAC is down, so we're on 50 for now at least.
Over. We're going to index.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Do a barrel roll. Oh, I failed miserably.
I didn't get to use the multi-laser.
Oh. Yeah. This is very fun.
So all I'm going to say is, if you take 4 pilot slots, I'm going to make a mission that's designed for the use of CAS. Definitely. I thought air, if utilized more effectively, would have helped you guys out a lot more often in the sense of CAS as well as redeployment. And it wasn't until I reminded you guys that you started doing it. So, food for thought. Jungle fighting is a bitch. You don't always have to do it. Try not to do it if you don't have to. Air did a really good job of taking out everything that could easily shoot them down within the first, 5 minutes. Actually, more like 10, but still. First few minutes of combat, they were very quick to find all of the AA tanks and blow them up. So that basically gave you clear sky as long as you didn't, try to hover right next to a squad. Because some of the Tau weapons can, in 10 shots, blow up a Valkyrie. And I think Zope embraced that towards the end, but overall, just, keep your mind more open. It worked at the end of the day, but you had heavy casualties. So, just food for thought.
Pretty normal.
Alpha, go ahead.
Yeah, so as far as stuff went, so we took the first objective, went pretty easy from there. Then second objective, we basically full on Imperial guarded it and got fucked. Then as we were pushing towards objective 3, we got caught up in the forest until your graceful words of wisdom basically got us back on track, and then we literally just swept through 3 and 4 pretty easily. Again, I cannot say that I was an amazing ground command. I'm not exactly phenomenal in commanding roles, so if you have any feedback, DM me on Discord and shit. But yeah, as far as Alpha was concerned, we were very good. We communicated very well personally on that level. Also, all squads behaved quite well. I felt as if I knew kind of what was going on without fully seeing what was going on, which was great. But yeah, we did it in the end, so that's what counts. Marines?
Not much to say. I went in with the wrong attitude. I forgot that Tau weapons can basically insta-kill Marines, so and between that and fast AI reactions, we went down basically as quick as guardsmen. So we were just guys rocking around with autos rocket launchers. So we were one-shotting them, they were one-shotting us, and it was a mess. It was a jungle. But in all, things went alright, I guess. Everyone did fine. And, yeah. Air.
My first time as JTAC, so that was probably why stuff wasn't utilised as much as it should have been. I think I did a pretty okay job my first time.
You did a very good job at the JTAC or first time JTAC.
That was only because I did WhatsApp's training the other day, so I was just trying to remember all the stuff that he told me. The guys wanted to blow stuff up with clusters. I let them go loose. Got knocked down a couple of times. It was alright. Pretty good fun. I'll pass the baton on.
Did cast pilot in the Avenger, struck whatever I could see with guided missiles. Otherwise, I obliterated areas with my cannon whenever I was told to or when I asked for it. Otherwise, the plane is a bitch to fly, but otherwise it was quite fun.
I was the only one with clusters, so you stepped on an UXO. It was totally not me.
Hashtag blame Caden.
It's
Oh.
fine.
You also landed almost on top of another UXO field at a left objective. Because I missed the cluster.
That was not our doing. It was not my LZ I marked, but we wanted.
Alright, I'm going to wrap it up here. So we'll be back tonight, late at night, I want to say like 9:30-ish, for some Gulf War era airbase sabotage. Hopefully I'll see you then. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If indeed you still are, go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening, afternoon, Thursday morning, wherever you are in the world. And otherwise, cheers, have a good one, and go operate operationally.